What's up, Power Boosters? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin. In case you're just joining us here, this is my 2022 Ford F-150 Powerboost Lariat 500A, and I'm chronicling my ownership of it, all the good, the bad, the ugly, and I want to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed and commented. Oh, you just heard the engine kick on right now because I'm actually the ignition is on and it was in electric mode, so the engine just switched over to charge the battery right now. But anyway, I wanted to thank everyone who's done all that, and in case you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And this video is actually a result of a couple comments. People had mentioned that they would like to see a nighttime video of some of the interior and exterior lighting, so that's what this video will be all about. We will go through and check out the zone lighting, which is that special feature that allows you to kind of see all around the truck, which was new for 2021, and obviously they have in the 2022 trucks as well. Let's check it out. It's nighttime.
Now they will know why they are afraid of the dark.
Okay, so this is the interior of the truck. Believe it or not, it's much darker than it would appear on camera right now. The iPhone that I'm filming on does a pretty good job of adjusting for low light, at least currently it does. So on the inside, we're still going to be able to get a good idea of what the interior ambient lighting is. And I'm actually sitting in the back seat. I started the video in the back seat, and I'm still back here. And I just wanted to kind of show you, what interior lighting there is. If you open it up, obviously, you'll see there's a couple of lights up here. Oh, and the engine just kicked off now. It's back into all electric mode. You see a couple lights up here where you can actually turn on or turn off. That's for the people sitting in the back if they want to. There is a little charging station back here with the ambient lights that stay on all the time. For some reason, there's also ambient light that goes underneath these seats and also in the cup holders down here. I'm going to see if I can try and get those to turn on here. Ah, yes. So I had to turn off I had to turn back on the headlights. I turned them off because it was giving a weird light against my garage. So you'll see the ambient light that goes underneath the footwells here. And also, well, there's a box there, but you can see it down there. And then apparently this stays on all of the time so that even when the headlights are off, those back here would be able to see very clearly where the ambient lighting is. And then you'll notice in the wells of the doors back here, I don't know how you can see that. Actually, I'll zoom out a little bit. You can see there's some ambient lighting in there, which is kind of like a bluish tone, I think. And it's a monotone that's carried throughout the entire cabin. So from the back seat, I'm going to try and show you some of the ambient lighting here. So you'll see that same ambient lighting happens in these little door wells here that are not quite where you put a cup, or not quite where you put a bottle of water, but still helps you see a little bit if you put something in that compartment there. The footwells, of course, are also lit a little bit. And then what shines down onto the actual console area here is a couple of ambient lights. Right up here, you can, oh, I just bumped the camera. You can see right there and right there. It's kind of shining on my finger right now, the ambient lighting there. So for 2022, there was a couple of extra ambient lights that you had access to, actually a few that you had access to. There was actually ambient lights, like a ring light in the bottom of the cup holder that is not here for 2022. Also in this little compartment here, the little charge ports light up, but they don't have an ambient light in there. My guess is that because those charge ports light up, you really don't need to see much what's going on in there. The wireless charger is in there, but it doesn't take a huge amount of skill to put that on there in the dark. So I think just having those lit up was a good compromise. And then also in the center console here, you still have, I wouldn't call it necessarily an ambient light, but a functional light. It's a white light. So if you do put stuff in there, you can still see it. However, if you put something in this lower glove box, and also the upper glove box, there's no lights whatsoever in there. It's just what you see is what you get. I don't keep anything in there that I really need to see, so I didn't miss those whatsoever. So that's pretty much it for ambient lighting. Why don't we, I'm gonna pop in the front of the truck before we take a drive, and we'll go over the menu of the zone lighting and some of the lighting features on the left side of the steering wheel, and then we'll go outside the truck before we take it for a little spin so you can see how the headlights work and everything. All right, I'll see you up front. All right, so here I am up front. As you can tell, there's a lot of lights going on here, which is pretty nice. You kind of feel like you're in the cockpit of some sort of spaceship at times, especially with this shifter here. It's a little bit of like a spaceship throttle, I guess. Anyway, I quite like the lighting in here. It just feels nice at night. You know where everything is based on the fact that it's illuminated pretty well. In addition to the lights that are in the back, you can also engage the lights up here. That clicks them all on. This will do the individual ones, as you can see. Another thing with the display here, which is kind of nice, is at nighttime it will turn to this blue display. Well, if you have it set on auto, you can actually pick and choose which one you prefer. This is the nighttime one that illuminates all this in blue. And then if you go into the settings, you go into display, and then the mode, you can click if you want it to be day, auto, or night. So I have it set to auto. I kind of like how it switches between the two. So this is what the day would look like, which is pretty bright white. I know some people that I've seen on other videos prefer to keep it on night all the time, but I like the auto, so I'm gonna keep it there. Before we get into the zone lighting, on the side here, this is pretty much where you find, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in a little bit here.
Enhance.
This is very low light, so I'm hoping that it's coming out okay, but you can see that this is where all your lighting stuff is. So these particular buttons right here and here will turn on, and I'll try and press this at the same time you can see it. It'll turn on the side view mirror lights, which also get engaged in the zone lighting, but you can put those on individually. So there's that one, and then this one over here, you can engage that too, which is kind of nice. So for example, if you're out to dinner and your wife's wearing some fancy earrings, and she's about to get in the car and she's like, I think I dropped an earring, you can go ahead and toss that light on and she can kind of look around for it. And conversely, ladies, if you're driving and your husband, he brought his marbles out to dinner, and maybe he lost his marbles.
I've lost my marbles.
At the side of the car before he got in. Well, then you could go ahead and turn that light on for him, and he can go and look around for him. So it's kind of a nice little feature, which brings me to my next topic, the zone lighting. I think it's a really useful feature, especially if you're someone who likes to take your truck out into the woods, or if you go camping with it.
Where you going? Camping?
It can be really useful, say, if you come to your campsite when it's dark and you're trying to set things up. We all work. I work a full-time job. Sometimes when you want to go camping, you're leaving after work, and by the time you get to where you're camping, it's nighttime, and you kind of have to set things up. You just throw your zone lighting on, set everything up, and you won't be fumbling around in the dark. All right, so let's turn the camera back around here. All right, so You'll see I have the little side menu set to zone lighting as well too, but you can access it right in the features section here. So we'll just click on zone lighting here. You have to turn the system on. You can click all zones, which I'm sure, like me, everyone here has seen videos where people are doing this. But you can see now that all the 360 lights are on. You can tell that I live in the cities and the houses are very close to one another, so I'm probably annoying my neighbor right now, but she's really nice, so I don't think she'll mind. All right, so you can individually go and click off certain sections, the front, the back. Let's say you just want to see out the right side and you can't find those earrings that your wife dropped or the marbles that your husband dropped, and you need to continue looking for them. Well, you don't have to burn all the other lights if you don't want to, but let's say you think that some of those marbles rolled on the other side of the truck. Well, boom, you can go ahead and throw that one on there too and look there as well too. So it's super convenient. Let's look at some of the lights on the outside of the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and activate all of these, and then we'll get out here. And then this thing's going to honk at me. There it goes. All right, so the zone lighting is on. So as you can see, these are the LED headlights that the Lariats and the XLTs come with. I think the XLTs do not have LED taillights, it's halogen taillights, but they have these same, the 502A package, at least XLTs, or I'm sorry, the 302A package XLTs have at least these same LED headlights. So you're not really getting an upgrade in the headlights in the Ford F-150s until you get to the, I believe it's the 502A package, which is the high package in the Lariat, which for me was outside of my price range. And while I do like those, they're self-leveling and they turn with the wheel. Those headlights are nice. They're, I forget they're LED, but there's a different technology. Instead of reflectors, it is the projectors. There it is. Instead of reflectors, it's the projectors, which is really nice. And admittedly, the last two vehicles I had before this F-150 both had the headlights that were LED projectors that did move with the steering wheel, and I really like them. However, I will say that these aren't that much worse. I mean, I really honestly don't even think I noticed much of a difference between those ones and these ones. Yeah, occasionally when you're turning really slowly and very sharply, you can see a difference in how these things stay stationary, but these also have a feature where when you turn, the fog light will engage to illuminate a little bit more of the corner. So it's almost like you're not really even missing all that much function. I would say if you're going to level your truck, or if you're going to put a lift kit on or different tires, this setup will be a little bit more difficult to deal with, because you're going to have the headlights leveled again to make sure that they're, you know, pointing to where you want them to go, whereas that other system apparently will self-level, which is kind of nice. So, but like I said, I mean, this is the truck at night. I mean, it's a great bright system. I don't feel that I'm unsafe. It shines very brightly. Everything is well illuminated in the cabin, and I'm generally very happy with it.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
This is also really nice. You can see the floodlighting gauge there as I turned, but it's also really nice that this has the automatic high beams too as well. So if you're driving and it's really dark and there's no oncoming headlights, they will automatically switch on your high beams, and when it senses any oncoming light up in the front there, it'll switch them off. Now I live in the city. Well, actually, I think it just did it there, but I live in the city. It's yeah, they're flashing on and off a little bit. You can see a little blue light down at the bottom left-hand side there. There's a lot of light around here, so I don't imagine that around here that it's going to engage and disengage all that much. Maybe when I'm on the thruway a little bit, but if you're out in the country, for sure it's gonna come in handy just to light up those roads that are not as lit. Now I'm kind of in the suburbs here, but you know, I'm heading back in towards the city now. So okay, so that is the truck at night with all the lighting. Hopefully I covered everything that you guys wanted to see. If not, I'm sure you can let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this and this is your first video with me, I have a whole bunch of other videos on the F150 Powerboost. I will link in the description my playlist for all the F150 Powerboost videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what you see, it would really help me out. It doesn't cost you anything, and I would really appreciate it. I'm doing this just because I think this is helpful. When I was first researching the truck, I found that, you know, some videos really helped me out making my decision and showed the things that just an everyday driver would experience. And I'm hopefully bringing you guys some of that content, trying to imagine, you know, what I was like 6 months ago when I was still without the truck. And hopefully this is all useful to you. So having said that, I will see you in the next video.